Hello everyone, how are you? I welcome you all. I hope you are hale and hearty and as fit as a Superman. Wonderful. Come on. So today we are going to do writing skills. Question number 3, which is of 4 marks. Yes, you have already done these topics. Number 1, notice you have done. Advertisement you have done. Poster you have done, and you need to do practice of these things: notice, advertisement, and poster. Today we are going to do invitations and replies. What are we going to do? Invitations and replies. So without wasting a time, let us start. My dear students, do you go to parties or functions? Yes, that's great. Do you attend these parties or functions with invitations or without any invitation? Of course, with invitation. Then you must have seen some of the forms of an invitation, haven't you? Yes, that's good. If you haven't seen, then let's take a look at some of the various forms of an invitation. On your right, you can see this is Saira's 5th birthday celebration. This is one of the forms of an invitation, which is in a card format and also known as a formal invitation. Next, you can see on your screen, one is for annual day celebration, and second one is for this is a marriage invitation. Two more are there: birthday party, Lily's 2nd birthday party, as you can see here, and this one again is a marriage invitation, right? So my dear students, oh, you look so happy. You have started dancing because you have got an invitation. What will you do over there? Of course, you will dance, you will eat a lot of things. But not these days because we are locked down. So, my dear students, what is an invitation? What is an invitation? Yes, it's a kind of request, right? It may be written, it may be spoken to somebody to attend social functions like marriages, birthday parties, inauguration, or any other public functions, isn't it? But you don't have anything to do with this one. What is an invitation? My dear students, as you can see on your screen, invitations and replies we are going to do today, we can divide them into two parts. Number 1 is formal invitation and number 2 is informal invitation. Dear students, as you can see here, I have written on each slide, note down. Wherever you find these two words, note down, you have to note down this in your notebook. And somewhere I have mentioned read only, which you don't have to write down in your notebook. Got it? Thank you so much. So first of all, we are going to start with formal invitation. Note down, please. Formal invitation can be divided into two parts. Number 1 is card form, printed form, which you have just seen some of the examples. Number 2 is a letter format. When you want to write a letter or invite to only one person, then most of the time we use a letter format. Third part of it is note format, which is non-printed. Not printed is not used so commonly. What are most important formal invitation? Letter format and card format. So we are going to start with formal invitation card format. Please note down these valuable points. Number 1, a formal invitation, especially card format, is written in the third person. It is written in the third person. We never use I and we for card form. But when we are writing a letter format, we may use I and we. Next, we write name or names of the host or host line. This is known as host line. My dear students, you have to note down these points. Number 3, names of the invitee. In case of a formal letter of invitation, invitee. Okay. Then we use formal phrase of invitation, which is known as invite line. And some of the phrases for you are: number 1, request the pleasure of your benign company or presence. Number two, we may use seek your auspicious presence. We may use solicit your gracious presence on the auspicious occasion. Or we may use we cordially invite you. Then we mention the occasion. What is the occasion? Is it a birthday party or a marriage invitation or annual day? So this is known as event line, and then followed by date, time, and venue of the event. Then we write name or names of the chief guest or special guests in case of an official invitation. And then we mention RSVP. What is RSVP? It is a French word, Répondez s'il vous plaît, which means please reply, and it is written below on the left with names, address, and phone number of the host. Right, my dear students? I will show you the sample again. Then we have to do or put it in a box. We can choose different kinds of fonts, right? It depends on our choice. And the topics may include school function, sports day, annual day, seminar, workshop, inauguration party, wedding party, etc. So let us see one of the questions. There is a sample on your screen and you have to note it down. Your school is going to organize its annual day. Draft a formal invitation for the same. Look at the question. You have to draft a formal invitation. It means this formal invitation will go to many people as we are celebrating annual day. So please note it down. First of all, what we write? Host line. As you can see on your right, host line is there, which includes the name of the host, the principal, staff, and students of ABC International School. Then an invite line. Solicit your gracious presence on the auspicious occasion of the annual day celebration, which is on Saturday, 24th of December 2020, or you can write cross at 4:30 in the school auditorium. My dear student, this is known as event line. Next, we can mention the name of the chief guest. Shri XYZ IAS officer will be the chief guest, and give away the prizes. And on your left, as you can see here, you will write RSVP. It's a French word which means in English, reply if you please, followed by the names and phone number, contact number. So my dear students, as you can see on your screen, this is a formal invitation card format. What is it? A card format, part of formal invitation. And we choose to have such type of card format when we want to invite a great number of people. Right? Any doubt? Okay, you can write it out later on to me. Next question is, on behalf of Mrs. and Mr. A.D. Sharma, draft a formal invitation for their daughter's wedding. Please note it down. You have to note down it in your notebook. First of all, everybody remembers we write hostline Mrs. and Mr. A.D. Sharma because they are the people who are hosts who are going to invite people. Then we write, what do we write? Event line, yes, invite line, sorry. Request the pleasure of your company on the occasion of the, what is the occasion? Yes, wedding ceremony. Wedding ceremony of their daughter. Name of the daughter is Rsvp. To her Rsvp. Rsvp to Rsvp. Rsvp is son of Mrs. and Mr. S.K. Bhardwaj, which has to be mentioned on Sunday 25th July at 8 p.m. at their residence, and this is the address given, right? And what do we write here? RSVP, Mrs. and Mr. Sharma. So my dear students, this is second sample of formal invitation, and this is a card format. I think you have got some idea what are the key points when we have to draft such type of an invitation. Okay, let's move on to some more samples. Your school is going to organize its annual day and draft a formal invitation to invite Shri M.K. Singh for the same. As you can see in the bracket, I have mentioned note format. Okay, you have to note it down. Note format is different from a card format, a printed one. Look at this one. First of all, we write down the date, and then you can see this is little bit different from the card format. This is a note format. Look at this, name of the host. The principal, staff and students of ABC International School take pleasure in inviting Shri M.K. Singh to the auspicious occasion of the annual day celebration of the school on 24th of December 2020 on Saturday at 4:30 p.m. in the school auditorium. Shri XYZ IAS officer will be the chief guest and give away the prizes. So my dear students, this is a note format which is different from card format. It is also part of formal invitation. Next question you have to note down. This is also a note format. Same Mrs. and Mr. A.D. Sharma. Okay, as you can see on your screen. Yes, this is the same invitation card which we have used it earlier, but this is in note format right now. Okay, my dear students, you have to note it down. Thank you. Next. So as you can see on your screen, there is a difference between two types of invitation. One is on your left, card form, and second one is note form. Yes, now you can easily compare these two invitation. Yes, look at this one. This is a card format when we are writing many people, and this is a note format. You can choose to have note format when you are writing formally and to one person, right? But we prefer to choose card format. Card format is very common, right? Should we proceed? This is, you have to read only. This is one of the samples of formal card format. As you can see, name of the host, school. This is invite line, this is occasion, date, time, followed by the name of the chief guest. That's it. This is, you have to read only. My dear students, you have to read. So next. This is, you have to read. This is, what is the occasion, my dear students? Inauguration. As you can see, this has been written in bold and with different fonts. So you can use different fonts when you are writing an invitation, especially this formal one. Please read only. Next is also birthday anniversary, 5th birth anniversary of Nikhil. You have to read only, don't write down. Okay, look at the question. This was the question some years back in your final examination. You have to read this question only. What is the question? Your father, Mr. Rajkumar Gupta, residing at this address, Bangalore, wants to celebrate the success of your brother Rohit's clearing the IIT entrance examination and securing admission in IIT Mumbai. He wants you to draft a formal invitation for him on his behalf. Draft this invitation for him in not more than 50 words. Yes, my dear student, it should not be more than 50 words. So what we are going to do, we are going to call or invite people formally, and it should be what kind of format? Yes, card format. We have chosen this one. You have got some idea. So my dear students, I think you now can create or draft some formal card invitation. Can't you? Yes, you can do, because you are brilliant students. Okay. Next, you have to read this only. Formal invitation. This is, you have to read only, right? This is also card form. Right, my dear students? So my dear students, you can take a short break. After this, we are going to do formal invitation letter format. What is it? Letter format. Yes, my dear students, everybody is aware of this kind of letter format. When we want to invite only one person, and that person may be the chief guest or any VIP, then we choose to have this kind of format, which is known as letter format. This is part of formal invitation, and the key features of this kind of letter are: number one, we write sender's address. My dear students, do you know about it? First of all, we write sender's address followed by date. Then we write receiver's address. You can write the name of the person who is to be invited. For example, if you want to invite Sachin Tendulkar, right? So you can write Sachin Tendulkar also here. Followed by the subject. Subject may be a cordial invitation or invitation to be the chief guest, invitation on the occasion of annual day. Then we write salutation, sir or ma'am, followed by the body of the invitation. It should be in brief. My dear students, we will mention what is the occasion, when and where, and we would request the person who is to be invited as the chief guest. Followed by subscription, for example, yours truly, sincerely. Name, your name, and your designation. So my dear students, you shouldn't have any difficulty while doing this kind of invitation because you have already done it. But it is known as invitation, a letter format, right? So look at some samples. I think you have noted down. You have to note it down. Move on to the next slide. Formal invitation letter format. You have to note down this sample. Look at this. First of all, we write sender's address. On your left, it is given Kamala Nehru School, Cantonment, Bangalore. Leave a line after this. Then we write a date. Third one is receiver's name and address. We are inviting Mr. K.J. Singh, Police Lines, Bangalore. We are inviting Mr. K.J. Singh as chief guest. So what we write? Invitation as chief guest. Then we write sir, salutation. We are not using any punctuation mark here. As you can see on your screen, the school is going to celebrate. Dear students, you can write this S capital also. Is going to celebrate its annual function day on July 25th at 5 p.m. in the activity hall of the school. We shall consider it a great honor if you could grace the occasion and preside over the function as the chief guest and give away the prizes. We shall be thankful if you could give your consent for the same. Yours truly, Principal. So, my dear students, you might have understood the difference between these two kind of format which we have done. One is letter format and which we did earlier one. What was that one? Card format. Yes, in the card format we wrote everything in the center, right? And we did not follow sender's address, date, receiver's name and address, so which is totally different. Now you can see this is the next question, a sample for you. You have to read this only. Indian Public School is organizing its annual sports day. The principal wants to invite Mr. P.K. Singh, the district magistrate, as a chief guest to preside over the function. You have to draft a formal letter of invitation for the same, right? So what we are going to do first of all? Yes, sender's address. Then date. After this, Mr. P.K. Singh, District Magistrate, address Civil Lines, New Delhi, and subject is invitation as chief guest. Sir, it's a matter of immense pride that our school is celebrating its 25th annual sports day on April 28th at 4 p.m. in the auditorium of the school. We shall consider it a great honor if you could grace the occasion and preside over the function as the chief guest and give away the prizes to the achievers. We would be grateful if you could kindly confirm your availability at the earliest and oblige us. Yours sincerely, Principal, Indian Public School. My dear students, you have to read only this one. You don't have to write it down. This you have to read, another sample. Okay? So far we have done invitations. Thank you so much, beta. We have done only first part, formal invitation, card format, and yes, letter format. In the next video, we'll do replies.